Howdy folks, it's a Tall Turtle here, and welcome back to X-Plane 11, and I'm so excited today, not only because we are flying a subscriber request, but because my voice sounds more back to normal. I have found a way to set up my old microphone, my better microphone, so that it is completely out of my way, yet you can still hear me, yet it still sounds okay, and I was able to ditch the headset. I was enjoying that headset for a couple of videos because it was out of my way and everything, but now I think I'm okay with my microphone. I used to run low gain, close proximity, and I've now changed it to the opposite, where I have super high gain and far proximity, so my voice isn't nice and close like it used to be, but hopefully it doesn't sound too far away either. Hopefully it sounds okay, because this is what we're going to go with now. It's out of my way. I might bump it with my mouse, but generally it's out of my way. I can move around a little bit. I can get closer and farther as I am now. It does pick up my chair creaking, which is funny because this is actually a pretty new chair, but I'm comfortable. I can move around. I'm not at mercy of the mic location, and I'm much happier all around, and it sounds better. So here we go. What are we doing today? Subscriber request. We're going to fly LOWI Innsbruck. We're going to depart Innsbruck, though. Everybody wants to fly into it. We're going to depart it, and we're going to fly to Venice, land in the water. That's why we have the Twin Otter on floats. I don't know what happened to this airport. Obviously, the pavement is under the train level. That's why it disappears. That's what happens when you make an airport. If you don't flatten it in the area, it'll go under the train, which is what happened here. We have flown in and out of here several times, and we have had pavement. So why we don't have it now? No idea. Maybe we haven't flown it in 11.41. I'm not sure. I have not updated to 5.0 yet. Soon, when it's not beta. But we're in 4.1 right now, and maybe last time we flew it in like 3.5 or something. I don't know. But we lost our pavement, but that's okay because the runway is still there. The European Autogen is there. The mountains are there, of course. Real world weather is turned off because there's a big thunderstorm right now, and we would not be able to fly right now in real life. So it's going to be early afternoon. It's like 1:30 local time, clear skies, and we're going to land on some water in Venice. I don't know how long this flight is going to take. We'll find out once we get our destination in the GPS. But anyway, it's going to be destination in the GPS, but kind of VFR-ish. We're going to avoid the mountains by navigating around them, and then land in the water as close to the actual runway as possible. We have a pretty good track record landing this thing on floats without tipping it over. In fact, it's gone almost too well, and I say that because I'm afraid my confidence level is going to be a little high, and we might end up we might end up tumbling. Hopefully not. Hopefully our historical success is also prevalent in today's landing on floats. Very difficult to land on floats in the sim. Very difficult to land on floats in real water, in real life. You need special certifications and stuff to do it. And class here, the worse it is, I've heard. I've been watching a lot of float plane videos lately, just because it's fascinating how you take these very well-seasoned pilots and then they learn to land on floats, and it's like learning all over again. I mean, we won't even get into taxiing on floats in real life. It's crazy. Alrighty, what are we going to do? First thing we're going to do is make sure our parking brake is set, and it is. Then we're going to do a fuel and payload. So we come up here, we go to weight and balance. We can close that one for now. Let's get some stuff loaded in here first, and then we'll get some passengers. We still are under COVID guidelines, so we'll space people out who aren't part of the same family, and we'll get all the luggage in the front, it looks like today. Fuel, keep it half and half. That should be more than enough. Alrighty, what is next? Remove the control lock. When do we shut the doors? Long time from now. Alright, remove the control lock. I actually removed it because I was adjusting my view, so I already did this before I started recording. There we go. Remove that. Battery switch. There we go. DC master on. remove the GPU. Now, if you remember the last time we flew this, which it was interesting, we just flew this plane in a very recent video, and it's not, this used to be one of my favorites. It's not anymore. It's kind of dated. The flight model is way too touchy compared to what people tell me in real life, where you actually fight the yoke like crazy in real life. But here, if you breathe on the yoke, the airplane goes in a completely different direction. So it's not my favorite anymore, but it was recently updated. I did get to the forums and look at the update in the changelog. And yes, all those bugs that I ran into in the previous video with this, they were bugs. It wasn't me being a worse pilot than I thought. There were lots of bugs with autopilot and other things, so not my fault. Those things that happened last time, I don't even remember what they were at this point. And I know we're not in Argentina. I just picked something that looked cool. So we're going to deal with the bugs. We're not going to worry about them too much. We're just going to fly the plane and enjoy it. POS light on. Fans on. Strobe light and anti-collision on. Emergency lights to arm. Where are you? And even though I tested my microphone before I started recording, I'm hoping it's picking me up okay. Because I'm nervous. I don't trust it. I'm used to being really close to the microphone like this. But I don't have to do that anymore. But I still don't trust it. So hopefully everything's okay. Why did this turn on its own? Does this work? Okay, so in this version, in the floats version, this works. But in the other versions of the aircraft, you have to pop it out. Isn't that interesting? Oh, these lights still don't work in this version either. So I don't know what happened with that, but anyway. What is next? Let's see, turn on GPS already was. Yeah, the GPS already was. Turn on all these things. Turn you on, and then there's one more down here that we're not going to use. Okay, let's see. Flight plan. I could have done a flight plan, but I really wanted to do VFR just because. So we are going to have a flight plan in that we are going to have, the scroll will work on this? No. In that we are going to have the destination, the GPS, because we don't know where we're going. But otherwise, we don't have a flight plan. Lima, what is it? Lima Indigo. We'll do this together. It's easier to edit. And then break it all up. Linda. Not Linda. Come on. Big wheel, small wheel. There we go. Big wheel. Linda. Lima Indigo. Papa. And, Vienna. It's not Vienna, it's Victor. I was thinking the Papa thing because I have neighbors and the mother's from Austria, which is where we're starting, and her kids call their father Papa, even though they're completely American. They're from Florida. They just moved to Minneapolis. The mother's from Austria, but they use a lot of European dialect, and so the son, who has normal accent for the United States, will be like, "Hey, can I stay up late, Papa?" And it's just really funny. So that's what the Papa reminded me of. And then V for Venice, whatever. All right, so we're going to Venezia. Venezia San Nicolo. Nicolo, probably. Whatever. Alrighty, so we're going to go here. We're going to go direct. Boom. 117 nautical miles. So it's a little longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. I'm starting early. My kids went to bed early because they had to get up early. And then they were swimming in the creek, so they're beat. So I'm hoping to get this done before my wife frees up. All right, here we go. Set course 155. We normally don't do this because in this plane it's normally like super backwards. But let's try it anyway. There's 155. One more. Can I get one more? One more. There we go. Boom. Although we're not going to go that course because of mountains, we will use the heading bug with autopilot. But let's get this on GPS anyway. Alright, if you have any questions about some of the stuff, I used to go through every single click in much detail, but I do the same things over and over. However, not everybody watches every video, and we've picked up a bunch of subscribers. If you have any questions, let me know. I can talk about some things in detail more than others in future videos. Altimeter barometer doesn't matter because, well, it matters, but it's 2902 because real order bell is turned off. So there we go. Whoa, that was a weird flash. What was that all about? Test the caution lights. I think if I come up here, there. Oh, I see what happened. My mouse went somewhere else. My recording's still going, right? You're listening to me, so that means it's working. X-Plane, 1440p, 60 frames per second. 10 minutes in so far before editing. Okay, I don't know why I flashed. Alright, test the caution lights. Test. This is down to go up. And come down here, and there are your lights. Just make sure they all work. So if there is a problem, there we go. Keep them on bright because it's bright outside. Close some doors. I think we closed baggage already. We did that, right? So let's close these first. We got to find the click spots. There we go. And we'd be closing this from the outside in this case, and then we'd walk around, and then we'd hop around to the front door and close our own door like that. Everybody ready to go. No smoking and seatbelt are already on. Alright, we are ready to get this thing underway. If I think I go like this, I can get the fuel boost. I used to be able to, but there we go. Fuel boost is on. Fuel levers full forward. Throttle's a quarter. Both engine igniters, which they automatically now in this version. Flick left engine to start the left. And let's make sure this starts up. You can come down here. You can see everything spinning around and everything. Okay, it is about half an hour later in real life, and the reason why, the problem with being a technical person is you overthink things. So when I did the first couple minutes of this video, I had my headphones off because I forgot to put them on. So I put my headphones on. I couldn't figure out why I only heard stuff coming out of the left speaker or the left headphone. So I just did troubleshooting for 15 minutes trying to figure out why I was only going to need left audio. And then I realized it's only because I only have the left engine running. Wow, how embarrassing is that? And it's only because I hadn't put the headphones on until only the left engine was running. So now when I start up the right, now my right headphone is making sound. Oh my goodness, that, I don't know. I'm sure I have a lot of technical people watching my videos, so I thought I would share that because that's pretty funny. But same thing happens with my coworkers at my day job. We have a technical job, and sometimes we will spend 20 minutes on the simplest things, even though we know you're supposed to start at step 1. Some of us jump in just because we want to, and it's the simplest thing that we overlook because we're overthinking it. Holy cow. Okay, moving along. We finally have the engines running, and we know because of here. Of course, you can also look out the windows and see them spinning like so. But anyway, alrighty, we got the engines going finally. What is next? Generators, we reset them, and those go down to go down. The other buttons that go up to go down. Whoop. Come on, come on. And then back on. There we go. Engine igniters off. I don't think that applies anymore. It just stays right there. Air bleed is over here. And temperature, we'll warm it up a little bit. It's kind of a cool day. And de-icer, I don't know how to use it. I just turn on auto. And pitot heat. There we go. Make sure all warnings and cautions are out. We have a preset for that. Everything is out. Taxi lights on. And we are ready to go. Because we don't have any weather, we can use any runway that we want to. So let's spin around and use this runway, which is going to be runway, what is it? Is it runway 8? I can't remember the runways for LOWI. I know everybody else will know. It's going to be runway 8. Yes, it is. Is that really a runway there? I guess it is. I guess it's 8 left in this case. Okay. No, not 8. 26. 8 would be over here. Oh, I still said it backwards, didn't I? We're going to use this one. 26. 26 left, I guess. They just call it 26 here. Huh. Okay, I still want to know where our payment is. Anyway, let's get rid of that thing. Everything's in GPS. Let's just taxi out there, and then we will do the last remaining things we need to do. Because we can today, let's use reversers. Aren't my reversers working anymore? Come on, I think I maybe gotta go like this. There we go. Oh yeah. It's gonna do that thing. It's gonna pop the wheelie thing. That happens sometimes. It doesn't actually reverse. So never mind, we're not gonna do that method. We are going to just go forward and tell everybody to watch out. Come on, here we go. Let's break free. And hopefully my microphone is still good. I had to get up and move around a little bit. Everything should be okay. And we'll just take the actual road here. Because we have to. Alright, because we do need to back taxi, let's get our landing lights on and our taxi lights off. There we go. That way it's very obvious that we're on the runway. Let's get flaps down to 10. Actually, you know what? We're not going to back taxi. We're just going to do a midfield takeoff. So let's get ourselves situated here. Notice how it took off once we were off the grass. Oofta. Floats. Alright, we do have wheels under the floats, obviously, in case you didn't notice from the beginning of the video. We do not have, I don't think we have, like a rudder or taxi rudder, whatever they call it. Alright, let's stop here. And hit the parking brake. Alright, let's see. Under runway, flaps 10, general entrance lights come off. Whoops, they're up here. Taxi lights off, yes, landing lights on, already are. Start the clock. Is it this one, I think? Yes, hit that heading bug. Oh, we don't hit the heading bug in this one. Just in case autopilot screws up. We're not going to do anything with autopilot yet until we're in the air. IS hold should work pretty well, though. And then we'll use heading to get us out of these mountains, because obviously we're not going to go right into the mountains. But that's going to give us an idea where we're going. Okay, see, we're going right there, 117, 118 nautical miles. Alrighty, clock's already running, so let's take off that parking brake. All three levers are forward, and away we go. On the rudder pedals, we need a lot of left rudder, even though there's no wind, just because of the way the engines are torquing. That's normal. And there's 60, and we'll take off about 75 here, because we only have one set of flaps. There we go. Back nice and easy. Don't strike those floats. Very careful. And stop the wheels from spinning. And I think the gear comes up in this. Flaps coming up. Gear should be up. Is there a gear up in this? Wow, why are we going to the right even though there's no wind? No, yeah, gear's up, see? Gear's down. Oh boy. Can't do this from the outside. Gear's up. Keep going. Gear in. Gear in. There we go. Let's fly this airplane. Jeez, that was difficult to do from the outside. Why am I... Are my rudders working? Yeah. Why are we all over the place when there's no wind? This is crazy town. Alrighty. We don't know where we are. We don't know the terrain. So we're going to follow this valley to climb. We're going to fly by hand for a lot of this just because it's easier sometimes. So we have an hour and 17-minute flight. And I only have like 10 minutes of real life time. So this is going to be interesting. Alright, cruise checklist. Let's keep this speed. So let's do engage autopilot. IS hold. And a heading bug. And... we're not worried about alt alert. Let's crank this up though to like 12,000. We don't have oxygen, but we can do 12,000. Hopefully that'll work. Hopefully that'll work. It's a slower climb airspeed, but then we can go steeper, right? Because we got to get above these mountains. We might have to go even more slowly yet. We'll have to see here. Anyway, cruise checklist. There isn't one. It's just landing lights off at 10K. Alrighty, so our gear's in, which you normally don't worry about in this aircraft, but since we have floats, the gear's in, the flaps are up. Autopilot is working for us so we can sightsee, but we might need to make some adjustments there. Since we don't know where we are, let's check out this map. and see when we can break to the south. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna climb. We're gonna use this valley to climb, and then once we get over the top of the mountains, we will come back to our GPS and just follow our GPS. I'm not gonna worry about VNav until we're cruising. We'll put that in. Otherwise, we're good to go, I think. So let's do a bit of sightseeing, and I'll see you when we have to navigate more through these mountains. So the question is, are we going to make it? That's a legitimate question. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to kill autopilot right now. We're going to turn all this stuff off, and we're going to fly out of here by hand going as slowly as we can so we can keep our ascent rate up. And then looking at the map a moment ago, I'll show you again what we should have done to get out of here. So let's be as crazy as we can, and then I'll show you what we should have done. Keep that. Whoa! Now we're descending because I'm not looking at my instruments. I'm looking out the window. So there we go. Let's keep our ascent rate as high as possible. And then I'll show you in a minute here, once we restabilize, so to speak, what we should have done to get out of here, which was not what we did. So we want to get to the tops of these mountains and then clear them by about 1,000 feet. We're not going to quite get that, so we'll clear them by a few hundred. Otherwise, we're still alive. That's what matters. We are still alive. So let's go back to getting the heading bug where we were. And let's turn on autopilot and engage IS now, and heading bug. There we go. We're going to climb a little bit more, and then we'll follow that purple line. But let's show you the map what we should have done. We should have, well, two options. We took off, we could have circled around and followed the valley, or we could have just kept going straight and followed this valley, and then made our turn. Instead, what we are doing is we made a circle to climb, and then we're going to circle again to get onto our purple line, which is right over here. So, terrible navigation regarding terrain, but I'm just a kid from Minnesota. What do I know about mountains? See, here's our original valley. We're going to fly right back over it. Isn't that funny? Anyway, I'm going to get us out of here, and where's my heading bug thing? Oh, let's go this way. I'm going to get us out of here, get us back on that purple line. We will see if GPS following will actually work this time. I doubt it because other people were complaining about it. They said it might have been a nav1, nav2 thing over here. I don't know. We'll try both, but we just use heading bug ultimately. If we need to, catch you in a moment. Alright, just an observation already different from last time. If you look now, our HSI is correct. So if you look at GPS, we're coming up on the purple line, right? And now we're coming up on the purple line. In the other airplane, I think my mouse battery is going dead, it keeps stopping. In the other model of this airplane, the regular model without the floats, this was backwards, remember? When the arrows were in the correct direction, this was on the wrong side. But now it's fine. So what we're going to do is as we get closer to it and it starts to move, we will come in at like 40 degrees like you would an ILS or localizer. Let's just say localizer. And then we will engage nav on the autopilot, see if it follows it. I should be checking for terrain before we do this. That's fine. What are we at? We're at 10,000. Let's go up to 13,000. A little thin for the air without oxygen in the airplane, but we'll be fine. I think the service ceiling on this thing is like, it's like crazy. Like, I'll put the service ceiling at the bottom. It's way up there, but you can't breathe without like oxygen over your face. But we should be okay at 13,000. Some people might get a little dizzy, but so be it. So, which one of these here? Let's see. Oh, my mouse. My battery has to be dying in my mouse. It's not responding to me. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay, VOR, so it's going to be this one here. Just want to get that to like flatten out and it won't. Alrighty, so as we get closer to this, it means we're getting closer to the purple line, which means I will engage nav on the autopilot as soon as that does something. So 18 minutes into the flight, and we are still over Innsbruck because we had to turn around. So, considering I don't know the area, we are still alive. That's what matters. Kind of an embarrassing start. I know a lot of you fly in and out of here all the time because this is like the flight simulators or the flight simmers airport. I don't know it that well. I should have taken off on runway 8. Would have given us lots of room. That's why you always hear circle to land runway 8, because it's a great way to come in and land. It's also a great way to depart. But that's okay. It's beautiful. We get to see a lot of it. Before I turn us loose on some long time sightseeing here, because we have 112 nautical miles to go, I just want to set up a few things. I did raise this to 13,000. We did that on camera. We're at 11,000, so we're clear of the train just fine, I think. To save some time, instead of flying out to the purple line, we're just going to hit it at an angle. Again, once it gets closer, like it's starting to now, I will engage nav hold. We'll see if it works. If it does, great. If not, then I will just use heading bug. I wanted to calculate, though, VNav. So, our target is going to be sea level. Come on, sea level at the airport, because it's in the water, and about 800 foot per minute drop. So 48 minutes. That's fine. My wife is calling her best friend for an hour. They usually talk for an hour at a time every day, so I've got plenty of time to do this before I start getting texts saying I'm going to bed. And we're about ready to intercept this. Actually, I think we'll intercept this together and test the nav on the autopilot before we turn loose for some sightseeing. I really don't think that 13,000 is going to clear the mountains off in the distance, but we'll see. I'll make adjustments if we need to. So let's see, are we about ready to intercept this thing? We are, so let's hit nav and see if it turns us, and it does. Nice, and that is with this on nav 1 right over here. Okay, so in this model, so when you get this airplane, you have the regular Thunder tires, floats, I thought there's a fourth, but I can't think of it. Like floats without wheels, I think. Anyway, this is floats with wheels. The GPS works in dash, and the autopilot is working. Everything is working. The only thing that doesn't work are these seat light things, which work. They used to work. So, far fewer bugs in this aircraft than there are in the regular aircraft. I haven't checked the Tundra version yet, and I haven't checked the Pure Floats version. I think there's a fourth version. There used to be 4 versions of this. I can't remember. But anyway, so far so good. Everything's working. Now we're following nav like we're supposed to. We should level off at 13,000 like we're supposed to, and then we will finally gain some airspeed. Holy guacamole, this is taking forever. Let's turn the landing lights off because we can. Oh my gosh, Mousey. Come on, mouse. There we go. So we're good to go. What do we got? 43 minutes till top of descent. That will come down quickly once we level off in another 1,200 feet or so. So I'm going to decide what sightseeing to show you all. And I'll catch you at top of descent for me. I think we'll do some music this time. I think, you know what, let's go old school. And let's do the music I used to do like 4 years ago when we started this channel. That's what you get to listen to. Hopefully you still enjoy it like you did 4 years ago. It's pretty rough recording because that's the only equipment I had back then. I'll see you in about 35 minutes or so. So I'm just going to cut in here a minute. I'll keep the music going, but I'm going to cut in here a minute because I think we're going to switch to heading bug to navigate around these mountains. We're just going to go along here, go around them. Sorry, my voice is shaky because I was eating a bag of M&Ms. It's been a long video so far for me. We're going to use the heading bug, go around here, and then come back and join our line. So let's do that now. Let's get this heading bug set to go like this, hit heading on there. That should change us, and then we'll just scoot around like so, and we'll get back on track after we get around these peaks here. Simple as enough, just like that. And I'll get you back to the music. And I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, so we went around the scary mountains and we're about to rejoin our trek, or track I should say, on the GPS, and this is water here, this is the ocean. So Venice is like right over here. Can't see it though because it's blocked by the mountains, but it's there. And as soon as this lines up here, we will rejoin our track together and back to the sightseeing, but let's get one more moment together to line this back up again. Okie dokie, let's hit nav on the autopilot. It should turn us, and it is. Flight time so far 48 minutes. That's still about an hour and 52 minutes of fuel, so we're good there. And I had to level us off at 12,140 or 20, whatever that is, because we couldn't climb any higher. So that's it, we couldn't go any higher. So anyway, back to sightseeing. Oh, before that though, top of descent is in 17 minutes, but not really, because we have to clear all this mountain, this terrain, then we can descend. So we'll have a steep lake descent. Otherwise, back to sightseeing, more music for you. I'll catch you in a moment. So we have 8 minutes until top of descent. I just wanted to check out a few things here together. We're about to fly over this ridge line of the mountains, and then there's this nice city down here, which is awesome. But looks like we will be able to do a regular top of descent because we're going to clear the mountains by then. Barely, but we'll have them cleared. So we'll discuss that when it's time. Otherwise, what else is there to say? We have plenty of fuel still, I think. Yes, we do. That hasn't even moved, actually. That's kind of weird. Otherwise, approach list. It's a little early yet, but destination weather doesn't matter. Landing lights on at 10,000 feet. Hopefully remember. And then gear will stay up because we're landing on water. Touchdown, nice and slow and careful. Like I said in the beginning, we normally do an okay job landing this on water, but I wouldn't hold your breath until we are done and the airplane is turned off. So anyway, a couple more minutes here till top of descent, and we'll do that together. I want to get my speed up though when we come down, just to get going, because it's been a really long flight. And it's been like 2 hours my time. I'm really tired, to be honest, because it's an hour flight time plus the prep plus the whole headphone fiasco. But I want to speed this up, so we'll probably clear autopilot completely and then point down so we get some speed, and then do IS hold, resume nav, and then we'll just use the throttles to determine our descent rate. We'll talk that through as we do it. Oh, got past an hour, so it says 23 seconds, but it's an hour and 23 seconds. 6 minutes there, and then we'll be in top of descent. Alright, it says 320 to top of descent, but because we're going to speed up, that is going to change very, very quickly. So let's start our descent now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down, I don't know, let's give ourselves 1,000 feet, just in case. Go like that, and we are going to clear autopilot just for a minute, just because I want to get our speed up. So we're literally going to point down to increase our speed, and see how this is going crazy. Right, the time is going very, very quickly, which is what I said would happen. So there we go. Let's get our speed going, and as soon as we get a speed that I like, I will engage autopilot again. Come on, even faster. We can go even faster than that. Let's get cruising. Alright, let's keep it at 118 or so. So we're going to do this. We'll do, whoa, IS hold. There we go. Nav was already, heading bug. What's engaged? I can't see that far. Nav, nav, nav. There, I don't know if this works for descent, but we'll try it. I can't remember if that works or not for descent. I know they changed how this interacts between these two, but we're still descending. Okay, good. So now we'll bring back throttles, which should keep our speed the same, but increase our descent rate, and it looks like it is. Let's bring our speed down a little bit too. That might hunt a little, but because we want it closer to 118, it's settled in about 110. Our descent rate has gone down, which you need it to be what? About 730, so that's fine. See, now we're ahead of schedule because that slowed down. See, why is that slowing down? That should... That's bringing throttles back to just bring our descent rate up, or down, whatever you want to say. Increase our descent rate and keep our speed the same. Instead, it kept our speed back and increased descent rate. See, it drives me absolutely crazy. So if we give it throttles again, we will speed up, but then our descent rate will level off. See? So that's not what I want. I tell ya. Anyway, I'm going to play around with this, then I'll give you some sightseeing once I figure out what we're going to do, and I'll catch you in a few moments. So now it's working because our bow throttle's way back, and we started descending a lot steeper, and that didn't change. So I really don't know what the deal is here, but I looked like this to see what's pushed in and pushed out, and it's really hard to tell. So right now nav is pushed in, IS is pushed in, alt because of that, I guess. It's just really hard to tell from here, so I don't know, but it's working now. See, descent rate went way down, or steeper, and our speed stayed. So I don't know, who knows. I just undid it, redid it like 2 or 3 times, and it worked. So now we want to come back up to 800 feet per minute, a little bit of throttle, and it's starting to move closer to 800 here very slowly, and our speed stayed the same. Good. Alrighty, I'm going to get you a little bit of sightseeing, and then we're going to come in for an approach. Here's your water, here's your airport. We're going to land kind of from the northwest to the southeast or something. I don't know, that direction sort of. Anyway, I want to keep an eye on our VSR, keep around 800, and keep our speed up. And when we see the airport, we'll circle around and decide which way we're going to land. Doesn't matter because of weather. So actually, we need, what are we at? We need landing lights ready, don't we? There you go. It's just approach stuff, which is flaps. When flaps 100 knots, 75 knots, whatever. Gear up because of the floats. You get the idea. I'll catch you in a couple minutes. I guess, what, 10 minutes or so? I'll see you then. Alrighty, we're done with the long form sightseeing, and it's time to fly this plane to land because we're landing right about there. So what do we have on the VSR? About 800 feet per minute still, so we're good there. What do we got for speed? We're cooking right along, but we're going to stay cooking right along. So we don't quite need to slow down yet, but we will soon. I mean, this thing loses speed so quickly. We can come in at top speed and lose all of our speed in a matter of seconds, so we're fine there. Let's see, LOWI's Venice. If you know where you are, Venice itself. So we're gonna see the paved runway, but we're gonna land like this. Alrighty, that's my plan anyway, because there's no wind to worry about. We'll probably do a circle to land thing. I don't know. Whatever we need to do. So we're gonna come in quite quickly, just until we're about over the airport. Then we'll slow down, circle to land. And that'll be that. What are we doing so far? Landing lights on, got the weather, blah, blah, blah. We're just kind of hanging out at, what, 4,500 feet or so? Coming down about 400 feet per minute. What does it say here? Yeah, okay, let's bring throttles back a little bit to increase our rate of descent. Just a little, though. Ever so slightly. You can barely hear it change in sound. So here's a better shot of Venice for you. I mean, Venice is a huge city, but the part that people think of when they think of Venice is the island out here. But it's really this whole area. Thought I would just point that out as we cross over the airport here. Otherwise, do we see our airport? Let's bring out the binoculars. Is it even there? Yeah, there it is. Right there. So we are going to land. Whoa, we're going to land at the end of this island. right along here somewhere, and then people will have to drive up to get us, because it's not, I don't know if it's really meant for boats or not. I didn't look that up. It's just the subscriber said, hey, fly out to Venice and land in the water. So that's what we're doing, and it's a lot of fun. Just keeping up on all the things here. Okay, now it really wants us to send a lot more quickly. That would make sense, so bringing back throttles quite a bit. Speed should stay about the same, but that should come down, and it is. There we go, right on 999. Way to go. What are we at? Oh my gosh, we're at 1500 feet. That is fine. Let's disengage autopilot. I also set a new preset now, if I remember to use it, so I can see what's popped in and what's popped out. So easy that is. So now I can see what's going on there. I should remember to do that in the other variants of this aircraft. I will totally forget. Note to self, if I have time, load each aircraft and come up with that preset. Anything else to say? Not really. We're just basically doing like a left traffic pattern. Again, if there are actual water runways here, I don't know the orientation or the direction. I was told by RWDesign pilots that you can, in air quotes, land anywhere you want, even if there are designated waterways. I don't know how true that is, but when you're bush flying and stuff, you just land wherever you can. So anyway, we are about ready to make our final turnaround. I use the correct terminology. We will be making a crosswind link in a minute. I'm not going to slow down too much yet. Alright, we're at 500 feet. Let's not get too much lower. So a little bit of throttle. So we level off. Alrighty, let's make what is going to be our final leg, I think. So let's bring back throttle so we descend and slow down. We're going to keep mindful here. Keep the gear in. Let's bring back first or down for a set of flaps in the turn. Alrighty, we are aiming for what looked like that little harbor thing. There it is. We're going to aim for this. Then we're going to land. So let's get slower again. 20 flaps. We're aiming for about 75 knots for touchdown speed. 30 flaps. Alright, let's pitch down. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hover over the water and let it land itself, no matter how long that takes. So let's keep our speed about 80 till we're ready to touch down. And we're just going to hold it off. We don't have peripheral vision. We don't have anything to judge our height other than our altimeter. So we know it's sea level here. So we know we're 100 feet. Start slowing down. 80, 60. And let's just let it land itself now. There we go. Don't want to bounce. Just let it land all by itself. Whoa. We did not bounce. I'm just being goofy. We're not bouncing on the water. Let it land. Let it land. And I think we're down. There we go. We are down. Smooth as silk as... Wow. I didn't even know we were totally down yet. Like I said, we weren't bouncing. That was me like trying to level it off so that we wouldn't bounce. When we did touch down, it was actually like glass. So let's just go over here a little bit. Don't know where we can actually taxi to. Whoops. Let's just do what we were doing. Let's go right here, right into the sand. And we're at the mercy of the water. We're moving. No brakes or anything. We're just going to aim for this sandbar, I guess. Now, we don't want to touch it because we could tumble and start on fire. So we're just going to kind of float out and just pretend we're anchored. I think there's an anchor with the parking brake. So let's just get really, let's see, anchor deployed. Yeah, okay. So if we go reversers a little bit, just to slow us down, but not tip us over. There we go. There we go. And then anchor. There we go. Parking brake is the anchor, except we're still moving. Because I don't really think it works. Maybe it will. But if we touch... Let's bring back all this. Bring back the props. If we touch this, I think we'll start on fire. So let's actually kill the engines now. And yeah, it's going to do whatever it's going to do. Bring in the flaps, I guess. Yeah. I just don't want it to tumble and start on fire. Alright, let's go up here. Let's get our landing lights off. There we go. And it says anchor is going to spin, I guess. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's wrap this thing up. Wow, it's quiet when that's off. Let's see, stop the clock, hour and 25 minutes or so, hour 24 and a half. Turn on the cabin lights while we wait for dinghy. Landing lights off, yeah, taxi lights off, we didn't use them. Parking brake, that's the anchor. Okay, so let's see what happens if we open the doors. I think we can. I don't think we're going to have a problem if we open up the doors. Nope, we're just going to float around. Good. So not only did we land smooth as silk, but we also didn't slide into the ground and tip over and start on fire. We're sinking though. Oh no. We are taking on water and we're sinking. That's hilarious. So anyway, let's zoom out here a little bit. Hopefully you enjoyed the flight. I certainly did. It's been a long time since we landed on floats. Got a little shaky just before touchdown because I was trying to soften as much as I could, and then we plopped right down on its own. Oh, it's a grass runway. Didn't even realize it. But I'm super happy with that. About time we have a really good landing. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it. Actually, not only a good landing, but the taxi was good too. That's the other hard thing, is trying to taxi these things. Anyway, stop tooting my own horn here, but hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have a subscriber request of your own, put it in the comments and I will get to it as soon as I can. A few more flights to plan, a few more subscriber requests to do, and I'm really tired if you can't tell. I've been at this for over 2 hours in real life, so I'm not even going to do an outro. I'm just going to bed so I can be fresh when I edit this video for you, and I'll see you next time.